Whoa!
Hey, everyone.
Hey!
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We have
So
a
many
full
people.
house.
Ooh, I love that show.
I'll take Paul Lynn to block, please.
We're
We're
like
gets
the-
the square.
Paul Lynn.
Paul Lynn was one hell of a comedian.
Hell
Oh my
yeah.
gosh,
That's the
hilarious.
funniest,
Wait, I don't know who Paul Lynn was.
All right,
Lynn.
out.
Lynn.
Out. Get
Hey,
out.
Bob
Leah,
left.
Bob,
Get
out
out.
of here, out of here.
Bob
People
left. He was
50
so
and
angry.
over only here.
There were like three guys in the 70s who were gay but not gay. Like they were
Yeah,
openly gay,
yeah.
but they weren't openly gay.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it was Paul Lynde, who was
Charles
like
Nelson
everyone,
Riley.
Yeah, Charles Nelson
Right.
Riley, and who's this
Liberace.
other- And then Liberace sort of it's like outwardly denied it. But yeah, but
Yeah.
Paul Lynde and Charles Nelson Riley were like everyone's favorite gay person
Mm.
that no one admitted was
I'm sure
gay.
you've seen this guy before.
So
He's
fast,
great.
Oh,
so
so
funny.
Vaguely
He just had
familiar.
this sort of thing.
He was on Bewitched as well.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
And
uncle.
I Dream of Jeannie.
That's
Oh,
right.
I
he-
Dream of Jeannie. Right?
Was he the husband in all?
No,
No,
that was
no,
Larry
He's always the
Hagler.
neighbor. Always the neighbor.
Yeah, he's always made the
Oh, the
story.
neighbor.
Bachelor.
No, I don't think that was
He's always the bachelor neighbor. Yeah,
There
right.
was there's
That makes
a,
sense.
a great documentary called "Do I Sound Gay," which is basically about, quote unquote, is gay voice a thing?
Right.
Mm.
And there's someone which I recommend watching, but they have a guy on whose credit is Paul Lynde expert.
Wow.
And this, I was
Wow.
like, what a job!
That's
Yeah.
a job.
Paul Lynde expert.
Gotta
You guys
have
gotta
some
get
who
that on the
wouldn't
show.
want
That's a
That
lot of
guy.
Hollywood Squares watching right
He was
now.
always the center square on Hollywood Squares when it was
Yeah.
around in the 70s because that gets called
Yeah.
on the most. That like the funniest person would be in the center square.
Yeah.
And he just, he had writers obviously, but he just had this delivery that was just so
He's the
funny.
Funniest person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shut down the
Incredible.
game while everyone laughed.
Yeah, go on YouTube and just do like Paul and they get 20-minute clips of him just like delivering line after line.
He's also in
And edgy.
Bye Bye Birdie, right?
Little-
His name
Right.
is-
Yeah,
right?
Bye Bye Birdie.
Right.
He's
His
all over
comedy
the
was
place.
edgy. Definitely was edgy.
Definitely
for,
edgy, yeah.
for primetime game show television, that
Yes.
he walked the line there.
Very
Breast,
double
sexual,
entendre.
double, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Entertaining.
Mm.
70s.
He had a TV show. There's a Paul Lynde, like the Paul Lynde Hour or something.
Yeah.
And there's a Halloween episode that Kiss comes and performs.
Yes. Yes.
It is the weirdest,
Does it
most
get any-
70s thing you
Oh
could
my God.
possibly
Is that one of the
see.
ones? So Bruce Valanche has been making the rounds recently
Yes,
because he has a
he
new
was the
book
writer for
out.
all that.
Yes. Have you heard about his new book?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bruce Valanche, legendary writer, wrote on the Star Wars Holiday Special, which
Right.
is relevant to.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And he has a new book out called "It Seemed Like a Bad Idea at the Time," which is about all like the worst stuff imaginable, including
Brady Bunch Variety Hour. He
Brady
wrote
Bunch
for that,
Variety Hour. Yep.
which was
Yep.
like atrocious but awesome. And this Paul Lynde with Kiss. Oh, it's just like it's like his living room, and like Kiss shows up in their like costumes, and it's just it's great.
Let's see who's at the door.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
Kiss.
It's so good.
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So we are here today, guys.
What?
Yeah,
We
there's a
are.
lot of us here.
Seems that way.
No
Because
denying it.
Because we are the progenitors of the
What?
conference Nauticon, and we wanted to talk a little bit about that, and then we have some funny stuff to do. So first of all, Andrea, tell me everything that you know.
Well,
Well,
there was a Big Bang.
oh,
I
wait.
I
Go
was
back
born
far.
on a Wednesday.
So the Big Bang was your
Yep.
parents.
That's
That
right.
was the Big
Hey.
There we go.
Oh,
Someone in the
yeah.
chat wanted a double
Nauticon.
entendre. I think
Yeah,
you got
right,
it.
right,
There it
Nauticon.
is. Yeah. Ian, I appreciate that you bring up my face, but every
I
time
know.
you try to bring up a
I do that on
website.
purpose.
I'm
Andrea.
looking forward to being featured largely for all of these things. No, but I did learn a fun fact recently. I was telling you before we started recording. Do you guys want to hear a fun fact?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Although this fact is extremely fun for everyone I tell, except for maybe you all who probably know it, which is I recently interviewed someone who researches sharks, and
Yeah.
she's told me that sharks have been around longer than the rings of Saturn. You guys know that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Longer
Yeah,
than
I-
trees.
I knew this
Longer
crowd
than
would-
trees,
yeah.
Andrea. Longer than trees.
That's
Oh,
a
I didn't
good
know
one,
that.
too.
Sharks
Trees
are
get
longer
pretty
than
long.
trees.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Cool.
Wait, how long have Saturn's rings been around? How many million years?
I mean, yeah, it's only millions of years, right? Those
Right.
things don't
Yeah.
last forever.
Yeah.
So,
I think
and,
it-
so
yeah.
they're like sharks have
They're-
been around for what 100 and something million years.
Now, isn't
Yeah,
that because they're in the within the Roche limit and they're just going to fall onto
They
Saturn?
will. They're
Just
slowly raining down onto Saturn,
Yeah.
and you know, at some point, whatever millions of years ago, some moon broke up into the rings, and then it we have pretty rings for a while until they
We
rain
had-
down.
Right.
We
That's
had
no
rings.
moon.
The Earth had rings
We had
as
rings.
well for
Yeah.
a while, and they just kind of rained down. What a sight that would have been to have rings today! My God.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
And that
Sorry,
moon in
Rip
the sky.
Taylor. Rip Taylor was the third guy.
Yes.
Oh, Rip Taylor.
Sorry.
Not,
I had to get that
Confetti.
out.
not to be
Confetti
mistaken
boy.
with Rip Torn. That's
Okay.
someone else.
Okay, rings. Yeah, sorry. No. I knew there was three.
I've
Good
seen
job.
AI
Yes.
pictures of like what it would look like if
Yes.
there were rings on Earth
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
just going to say, I've been.
at different locations from the Earth. Like if you're on the equator, if you're in the
Oh my
northern
gosh, so
hemisphere,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yes. Like it would make our summers in the northern hemisphere super intense
Yeah.
and the winters extra
Really?
freezing because it would trap the sun towards us or away from us.
Could you
and-
not have satellites? Would that be a whole different thing, or would
Well,
they be
Depends on how far out the rings are, right?
right?
And where the satellites are.
Yeah,
It'd be a whole
Yeah.
different
that,
thing.
that could be a problem.
it could be a problem.
Yeah.
Or could you use them somehow to bounce radio signals
Right.
off of them or something? Could you
Well-
use the rings to like be a something or embed things in the rings or
Well, we use the
Right.
ionosphere to bounce radio waves off, but
right?
the higher altitude rings though could be interesting.
And then I think on the equator, like right where
It's
the
just a
rings are.
line,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
No, but
I-
I appreciate that as anticipated, many people in the chat and most of you either knew the fact or were entirely unsurprised by the fact. Everyone else I hang out with in my life was extremely dazzled. by
I
it.
have an interesting fact as well. Can I share my interesting fact?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Okay, so
must,
we all are fans. I think pretty much we all are fans of the Warner Brothers 1940s cartoons.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah!
There was
Oh,
one
yeah,
in
yeah.
particular-
Oh, yeah. Half of them are banned. Go ahead.
Right. Well, Michigan J Frog, we all know that. Hello,
Mhm.
my
Yeah,
honey.
I know
Hello, my
that.
baby.
Yeah.
Hello, my
Yeah.
wrecking ball.
Of course.
Do you know what that song is about and the
No.
history of that song?
I
That
do that.
song.
About a
I do
minute.
not.
I know.
Do you know?
Yes.
Hit me.
I think it was originally meant to be making fun of the word hello because it wasn't a word that people were using until the phone was invented. And originally the word was going to be ahoy and they changed it to hello. I saw a video online the other day.
Nice.
Andrew, you just redeemed
Yes!
your shark fact.
Okay, good.
It was
5
written
points.
in 1899,
Yep.
and it was only 10% of homes or people had phones at that point. So it's a song that's making fun of people that use the word hello on the telephone.
Oh my
Really?
God.
So it's
Oh,
hello,
my
my
God.
baby, hello, my honey, hello, my right.
Yeah.
And this guy only has had a relationship on the phone. So like the singer,
Wow.
that's being implied that like this guy thinks he has some kind of relationship with this
Oh my gosh.
person on the
I
phone.
love
Like
it.
the internet
Catfishing?
now.
It's
Mhm.
total fishing. It's total catfishing.
Wait, hold on.
from 1899.
First catfish.
It's wait. So, but is the next line is "Hello, my ragtime gal"? So was ragtime a term in 1899?
Yeah, I mean, ragtime
I
is
think
like
of ragtime being a little later
music.
than that.
I
I
guess
thought that was
the musical
1920s.
styles at teens and 20s.
Yes,
But
that's,
maybe that's like the ragtime gal came from
Yeah,
the music
maybe.
style came from that.
The
Eventually.
peak is from the
Yeah.
1890s to 1910s. apparently.
Yeah.
There you
Oh.
go.
Okay.
So it's
So
earlier
it's
than we
making
think.
fun of
I
people that
love
use
it.
the phone
Ragtime music.
And the word hello.
and the word hello, because
Great.
like you said, it was
And
supposed to be ahoy.
You know,
And
and,
Thomas Edison
Alexander-
was like, "Don't use ahoy."
and
Use
how
hello."
ridiculous is it that that guy spent the time to write a song to make fun of people using a piece of technology that is essential to human life today?
It's,
Hello?
you always get all these like
Yeah.
whenever there's a new, especially like up until the 50s or 60s, you always had like some song about like the megaphone. Look at the megaphone. Or whatever like would be the
Yeah, but
the-
tell me you don't secretly wish we really did say to this day ahoy, or was it
course.
ahoy
Ahoy,
ahoy?
ahoy, ahoy,
Ahoy.
ahoy, ahoy.
Mr.
But then we
Burns.
would think that hello was exotic.
Right.
and
But can you
cool.
imagine if we all said hello?
Yeah,
Let's
hello
all-
only meant surprise.
Bob just rage quit, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
what he's
what
done.
I think
Ahoy.
his
He said
browser
ahoy.
Guys having a
dying.
little
F off.
connectivity.
Your browser keep dying.
All right, here's the thing. This
Okay.
has been
Alright.
happening.
Here we
This
go.
has been happening. It's working fine. I hear you, you hear me, and then after like 5 minutes, all of a sudden I can't hear shit anymore, and I got to go out and go back in. It's not
Yeah.
a setting because it works, and then
Hmm.
it doesn't work for.
Screen-
And I'm not touching anything.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
that's my
because
problem.
maybe
If
there's
I
so many
disappear
people.
and come back, that's what's happening. I've already done it 3
Mhm.
times.
Paranormal activity.
You could try another
That's what
browser
it
too if you have Chrome or Safari.
How old
Yeah.
Haunted.
Bob?
I'll do that.
Hey Jay, are tickets still available for Nauticon?
Oh,
by
what
the
a
way?
great question.
Wow.
I
I was just wondering that.
Ian and I checked today.
On which
and
site?
there are tickets
On
still
Android?
available.
Oh.
Hi,
Oh,
Andrea.
there it is.
I got to get more ready to be on the
Yeah,
big screen.
I'm sorry, it does that
No,
good.
automatically.
Start picking your nose as soon as you appear. That's what I do.
Phone?
Yeah, so tickets are available. And the thing that you need to know about Nauticon is that we will all be there, and our entire goal is to entertain the people that come.
Yes.
So yeah, we're really jazzed about all the bits that we have. And as a matter of fact, we have been painstakingly like tweaking these things because that's what we do. We're tweakers, twerkers too. We twerk while we tweak.
Okay.
We're not going to do that on video
Nope.
though. No,
Thank
so
you.
the bottom line is we have an amazing conference, guys. There's so many fun things that we're going to do. We have
You might accidentally get educated too.
yeah.
I'll have better facts than the shark one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's better. And it's the only place in the world you could buy this.
Mm.
That's true.
Put that away, Steve. What?
Is that what I think it is?
Wow.
I see.
Where's the pedestal?
Steve's going to teach
the
you
base.
things about your sex life that
And
you
it
never
has a
knew you
base.
needed to know.
Does that particular ship have a name? Is it christened something?
We haven't named it. No.
You haven't named
Harvey?
it?
That's a good question. We
Yeah.
haven't.
I vote for
We have to
Harvey.
name
Is
it.
it like the
Maybe
SG1 or is it like
maybe the
the
Nauticon crowd can name
Well, our website ship is the SS DeAngelis, right?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
it. Makes
I think
sense.
I
Could be
forgot.
that.
Yeah, could be this
Yeah, that's cool.
SS, huh?
or whatever. I forget.
What does the SS stand for?
It's for ships, right?
That's
Like boats?
Super
That's-
ship.
Yeah,
Minnow?
it's
Skeptical ship?
Skeptical ship.
Skeptical Ship DeAngelis. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
What was the Gilligan's Island ship? That was the SS Minnow, right?
Yeah, the minnow.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
SS right before that?
Oh, Bob, you went crazy.
Yes.
Your audio went crazy.
Turned into a
Bob's
Dalek
Matrix.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Bob's
Can hear me?
glitching the Matrix.
Exterminate. No, you're good now.
Yeah, that's what it did sound like. Bob, it's the only number of things it could possibly be. It could be your internet connection. It could be your computer.
I think
Right?
it's the loose nut behind the microphone.
Good
I
one.
think
Good
it's-
one, Steve.
Mercury in retrograde.
I think it might be
That's definitely
a RAM problem. Like, are you using too much memory on your computer right now? How many
Let's-
browsers do you have open?
Let's really get into this.
Yeah,
The
this is
Let's
no great
troubleshoot
time.
it live on
Right.
the
Yeah.
So compelling.
stream.
Welcome to
Make
IT Hour.
sure the coffee holder is operating
Yeah,
correct.
that's right.
Remember that one.
The drink holder.
Yeah, SS stands for steamship.
Yeah, steamship and USS
Oh.
was
Oh.
United States ship.
Well, in our case, it means
co-opted.
Starship.
Starship. That's true.
Sure.
Starship
Mouse.
Enterprise.
So
I'm going to
Yeah,
be
up-
in the Connecticut area on Monday. By the way,
Oh,
what are you
yeah?
doing? What's
I
happening?
have
heck
I
are you
have a
doing?
gig with there's the
Yeah.
humanists
Full
and
screen
free thinkers of
Andrea for a
Fairfield
second.
County.
Cool.
Hi,
I'm getting ready
That
for
was
it.
quick.
Yeah.
Monday. I'll be in where is it?
nice.
Wilton, Connecticut.
Wilton?
Wilton.
Yeah,
Wilton.
Wilton, right down the
That's
road.
not
there
far,
from you
yes,
guys.
not
It
far
is
from me.
just down the road.
It's at the Wilton Quaker Meeting House. The
Oh,
humanists and free
Quakers.
thinkers of Fairfield County present an evening with little old me.
Look at that.
Oh, those.
But it's
Quakers.
also streaming. So Ian has a thing in the link. The link.
I'll
there
post
that
the
if
link
you
in the
wanna-
chat.
If you want to watch it online, as I
You
just play
register
some of
here.
my tunes and do some of my comedy bits and blah de blah.
When?
Or if you happen to be, this is Monday coming
Monday.
up 3 days from now.
Music
time?
If you're in Connecticut and you want to swing by
6:30.
Wilton, the
Do it.
lovely city of Wilton, exit 36 off the Merritt Parkway.
Oh my gosh, so close.
33, 36, 35. What is it?
Something
We're going
I
to be
don't go
recording.
past
It's
34.
after that. Wilton is way much.
What's the-
36 is like Norwalk.
Or is it lower further down then? I guess. Okay.
It's like
Anyway, somewhere around there.
40 something.
Unfortunately, George, we're all going to be recording next week's.
Oh, no worries, no
show.
worries. Yeah, just but if anyone out there wants to come by, or just click online
Wilton.
and
Yeah, watch it
a
all over
good-
the world.
Yeah, George, I'll try to watch it live. That'll be fun.
cool. I'll
Yeah.
try to drop a few f-bombs in a Quaker meeting house because that's all perfect.
Perfect.
The Merritt Parkway was one of the first scenic parkways in the United States, the first multi-lane limited access roadway in Connecticut.
Not the very first in
1934.
And now it's the longest parking lot in the world.
Yeah,
On occasion.
Yeah.
Certainly is true.
it is historic. It's beautiful.
Nice bridges.
Mhm.
Very
So,
nice.
Ian, I sent you a video of something really weird,
Oh,
bridges.
we're gonna do an impromptu TikTok
and
segment.
I don't know if it's fake or not. And I'm hearing like whatever
Fake.
Sounds real.
news
Fake.
station was covering it.
It's more rings in the sky.
It's a
I
hybrid.
don't know. It's a hybrid. If you like
Can you
it,
play
put
it?
a ring on it.
Here you
Hold
go,
on.
here you
Here we go.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Stand
Racist.
by.
Black ring
Okay.
spotted in the night
A
sky.
black ring in the Kansas sky has left many scratching their heads at the unusual and rare
Australia.
sight, but there was an explanation.
Oh, what was
Brendan
that?
Crew has more.
America's home to some strange and frightening weather conditions, but
Right.
take a look
Nice
at this.
shit.
Spotted in Bonner Springs, Kansas, this rare smoke ring in the sky stopped
I-
many in their tracks.
I've seen
The
pictures
bizarre
like that
smoke
before.
I'm not
formation
kidding, I
appeared in
was
the
just
sky,
there.
with witnesses
Really?
saying they've never seen
Yes.
anything like it before.
Did you see the ring?
Meteorologists
Were you
have since
smoking
offered an
rings?
explanation, saying it's a smoke ring and likely the result of some type of explosion, likening it to the formation of mushroom cloud, where rapidly rising air traps smoke in a ring-like formation.
What do you think, guys?
Okay.
Latte
okay.
news.
Plausible.
Did it
No,
make American news or just
Thi-
Australians cared about our ring?
Sorry,
in our sky?
this is a
Right.
crazy coincidence. So I spent spring break driving around Kansas, and our
Mm.
first stop outside of Kansas City was Bonner Springs
Wow.
because there's and try not to get too excited about this.
Yep.
You can watch an old guy make marbles.
Oh yeah.
And so we watched this 70-something-year-old dude,
Play with his
twist
marbles.
glass into marbles.
Wow.
And it was exactly in this town. We were stopped there on the way to Wichita. And I've never heard of this town before. I didn't even know it's like maybe 45, half an hour outside of Kansas City. And to hear it come up right now is
Yeah.
an insane
What
coincidence.
are the odds?
But Brian,
How do you
maybe-
make a marble? How do you what's involved?
Is
How
it
do you
just-
how do you
Maybe
make
you
a
lost it.
sphere?
Glass?
Well, so he took glass rod. It was kind of like glass blowing adjacent.
Mm.
So he took these two glass rods of different colors, heated them up, twisted them together, and then rolled it around in a metal thing to give it the spherical
Oh, cool.
shape. So basically twisted it off and then,
Yeah.
Oh, like
moved it
just
around.
by hand, just like until it
Yeah.
sort of set. Oh, my
Oh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's wearing some kind of crazy glove?
He was
in a bowl.
shockingly cavalier in front of this open flame.
I love
Like
these old
I mean,
guys.
to the extent where me and my family were like, "Is this okay?" It was.
It's
really
1800 degrees, but it's all right.
He seemed to, he was like reaching almost right in front of the torch. Yeah,
No, it
it
is
was-
literally. I think it's 2,000 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Like where glass melts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Wow.
was clearly very hot.
Fahrenheit.
Does it end up
Yeah.
looking like the marbles that we all know and love, or were they like artisan marbles
No,
that
no,
were
they-
like distinct? They're just
they-
marbles, like swirly
mean-
marbles, like the
Yeah.
Swirly color marbles.
Yeah, it was very
technical
cool.
term.
I
But
have
anyway.
to charge more for these. Just 5 cents a piece is killing me. I just can't make it.
I got an Aggie here.
They
How much would you have to charge for marbles in order
Well,
to
he
live
did
off of that?
drop a few hints. He was like, "Yeah, the marble industry isn't what it used to be." I
What's
was like-
going downhill?
Oh shit, dude! Like,
Yeah.
how is this place still in? It was like a general toys. But if anyone wants to
Yeah.
look it up, it's called Moon Marble Company in Bonner
love
Springs,
it.
Kansas.
Well, do you remember what he charged for the marbles?
It was very cheap. I mean, it was like
Two
normal,
chickens.
I guess, marble prices. It was not. I mean,
Marble.
like 50 cents a marble or something. I don't know. It wasn't
Are
that much.
tariffs going to affect marbles? Are we worried about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. We want domestic marbles. This
That's
is good
right.
to know.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
right.
I got hit with my first tariff this week.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
what was it?
Are you okay?
Well, I was ordering a gift for my mother for Mother's Day,
Very nice.
and
Oh.
so I was ordering it online like a week ahead of time. Sufficiently ahead of time, but with no buffer. So I didn't really have
Problem.
like the luxury of time. I know. So I ordered something I've ordered previously. I got her. She loves to do jigsaw puzzles, so I got her a custom jigsaw puzzle with a picture of the family, in the
Aw.
setting. I had to look through like 1,000 pictures to find one that's a good
Puzzle-worthy.
puzzle picture.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Because puzzle pictures have to have you can't
Mm.
have too much white space and stuff. And
Mm.
so anyway, I go through the whole process, get to the final, order it now, and it's literally twice the price.
Really?
So I looked down and it line itemed it out, and the tariff was the same price as the thing itself.
Where was it coming from?
I don't know.
Okay.
China.
It didn't say.
Not
Probably
the U.S.
China.
apparently.
Probably.
Mhm.
Puzzleton.
Yeah, Ian and I were buying a
But I had to fucking order it
filament.
because
Yeah.
I didn't have time.
You're out of
to-
time.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Like shit.
we
Maybe
were
they're just
looking-
playing with your
Play.
inelasticity of demand at this point.
Ian, what was that thing we were looking at? It was the 4K.
There's the
converter.
capture card, which was
Capture card.
like a couple $100 more or $100 more, and then the filament for these 3D prints, which you might hear in the background, they're currently going on.
I was wondering what that was. Yeah.
The rockets. Yeah, sorry about that. The filament is like $5 more each, which is it definitely made in China.
Mhm.
Which would it's on the side.
I
just
dropped
getting
my dogs
started.
off to get groomed today, and they said, "Oh, we're very sorry to share that we
Yes.
had to increase our prices." And I immediately was like, "The tariffs!" And then I was like, "Wait, I'm not sure we're."
How does that work?
It's just, I think it's just
True.
hard to clean these dogs. Yeah. So
You get that Chinese shampoo, or
that's right.
it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very
that's-
Argentinian shampoo.
Well, what's
Oh,
the time scale on it is because it's such chaos. I can't keep track of like when things go into
When it's
effect
coming.
or
So
not. So
the 10% tariff worldwide is in effect.
All right.
as of
No, it's been in effect
of it-
because
since
a couple
early
weeks
April.
ago.
a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Since
That's
the
what I'm asking.
announcement.
The 140% tariff on China, I think, is in effect.
Yep.
The Liberation Day or whatever that was, those
That's what.
tariffs were paused for 90 days.
That's right.
Right.
And-
The 600% tariff.
yeah,
on
whatever.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
the
moon.
And when
in-
would those 90 days be up? Like, is it July?
July, yeah,
Unless they get negotiate blah blah.
Right.
Right.
That's
Who the
what they're
hell knows?
doing is they're going to
Yeah.
negotiate.
yeah.
Some of them will.
It's not a negotiation.
resolved
It's a
by
bend the knee is probably more accurate.
It's a bend the knee,
but it's not
And-
going well. He announced that there was something huge saying
Yeah.
Huge.
huge.
that there's something happening. He's going to tell what it is on Thursday or maybe Monday. It's all over the place. And then that was his UK deal.
Yeah.
But it
And,
was just like this vague
just-
agreement, like what? Yeah, just a
That already exists pretty much.
concept of a deal.
Have an agreement. Next.
And then the Pope took his flame, his fire,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
the wind
vote
out of
for
his
that.
sail.
I love it.
But in the next
Speaking
week
of-
or two is when the ships full of
Right.
cheap Chinese goods will not be arriving
Right.
in American
Right.
ports.
That's right.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's going to have a huge impact on the job market. For people like if you're in trucking or whatever, if that's your job, you're effed.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to start to see empty store shelves, and the prices are really going to start taking off.
I voted for Trump, but now I got to pay $9 for a dog toy.
From
You only need one. You don't need 30 dog toys.
No, my dog needs 30 dog toys.
30
My
dog.
So I
I
was
want to
$1
know
Depends.
where you're finding dog toys for less than $9 because dog toys in New York City
$40,
has always
$40
been $1 million.
I was looking this up.
George
the other
doesn't have a
day.
dog.
He doesn't know.
Yeah,
Clearly.
It's been years since I bought a dog
Yeah.
toy.
So with the new Pope,
Ah.
the 14th,
Hey,
I was curious. What do you guys know the answer to this? I had to look it up. What is the highest number
Four.
in a Pope's name?
23.
Ooh,
That's
Oh, that's a good
God,
question.
No idea.
4 foot one.
69.
20, but I was
17.
so because there was a
23?
recent 23, right? There was John the 23rd in the 50s, 60s, somewhere around there. But I didn't know, Pope's been around for thousands of years, or over 1,000 years. But I was curious if it went up, but no, 20. I think there was one other 23, and no one has ever been a 24th.
Would you say popes have been around longer than the rings of Saturn?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Probably.
And well, this one is
They
relatively
have,
easy.
they have rings.
Well,
up
the
there,
Earth
yeah.
is 6,000 years old. So
Mhm.
you do the
Mhm.
math.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And there's
it's
only
close.
one pope who was the first of his name and had a number attached to it.
Oh.
Right, say that
You
again.
know who it is. So generally, you don't get a regnal number, or papal number, whatever the analogous term is, if you're the first.
Right.
Oh,
So
right.
what pope?
Oh,
Pious.
Nope.
Pious.
Pope 7 of 9.
John Paul.
John Paul.
John Paul the first,
Ah.
First.
and
Why-
then
Yes.
Is he the one that died in like
Yes.
3 weeks?
And that's
rough.
why
Oh.
John Paul
JP2
II
basically
the-
took the name John Paul II to honor the
Yeah.
John Paul.
Nice.
bit.
Yeah.
But
I
are
want,
those
I want
names
to
I remember-
George Ringo. That's what I'm waiting for.
are
Yeah.
those
That's right.
names selected, or are they? It's not their
Pope-
real names.
The Pope
You get to
picks their
you get
name.
to
No,
pick
they-
your own.
You
Pope
get
name.
to pick. It's out of a hat, or like
So,
miter.
what would you guys pick as your Pope name?
Ooh, that's a good question, Jay.
What's the list that were they like Bible names or something? Like how do you,
Shenouda the second. That's mine.
I
There was
think
a Pope
Shenouda.
Shenouda. I'd be Pope Shenouda the second.
Really?
Hands down, no question.
I always liked Urban as a good Pope name.
Oh, Pope
Yeah.
Urban.
Urban.
Yeah,
That's
Urban
good.
the whatever the later whatever the
Not
last name.
Paris. Nobody Paris. Pope
Potpourri,
Paris.
nice.
Potpourri.
Potpourri, first.
Sorry.
Pope
Yeah.
Marie.
Apologize. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
I just went to a funny place in my head with that.
I think you guys will be happy to know that apparently he's changing the Eucharist to Malort and deep dish pizza. I don't know if you guys are familiar. He is from Chicago.
Yep.
Chicago.
Well, we don't hold
Yeah,
that.
14.
He is not the first American Pope. He is the first North American Pope
That's right.
and
Yes,
United
of course.
Statesian.
Oh,
Technically,
yeah.
he was from
Well,
South
and
America.
he's a
I'm pretty
dual Peruvian U.S.
Peruvian,
citizen.
so I have to
Right.
support
Mhm.
him, I guess, legally by law. By
So he knows what good
marriage.
pizza is.
Dual Peruvian.
No, he does not know what good
He
pizza
doesn't know
is.
anything about
He's deep dish. He's a liar.
Steve, I know my
Probably
Yeah.
Pope
decent at
name.
improv though.
My Pope name would be Jack Marius Tech.
Very good, Bob.
Let's see what
What about
it is.
Pope
Terra-free Aus-
Palpatine?
Oh, that's yeah.
Palpatine.
Well, they basically that was the
Special
Nazi
tail.
Pope from a couple.
Pope Vader.
Love it.
Free Australian dollar dues from my
Ooh.
favorite podcast team. Thank you, all you do.
Thank
Ian.
you.
Thank you,
Speckle
Speckle
tail.
Tail.
Ian.
Australia.
That
Really
accent.
appreciate it.
Australia. I wonder if
Australia.
SGU will be ever going back to Australia.
You're a good
Hmm.
Sheila.
That would be really
Mm,
cool.
Sheila.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Probably not. I think we've been
Yeah.
there.
We may.
We got to go to Japan. Come on,
Yeah,
get on that.
that would
Get
be
on
nice.
that.
Right?
Chat.
Yes.
Come on, people in the chat. Let's make that happen.
That's true. Where are our Japanese
Damn it.
listeners?
I'm going. Liz and I are already planning it. We're going no matter what. We're just going to go. And we're,
Is
gonna
it
Don't
just
get
your-
back. I mean,
we're planning this out. We're going
that's
to
good.
Disney in Hong Kong
Yeah.
first, and then we're going to hit Disney in.
Oh, you're doing the
Tokyo
Disney tour.
second. No. That's part of it. That's a an important part of it. But also we'll do other.
You got to
stuff,
go to
but
Disney Shanghai if you're gonna.
And they just announced
that'll probably
Disney
wait,
Abu Dhabi.
Did they really?
Abu Dhabi?
Yes, yeah.
I'm there in 10
Wait,
years.
so
I
how many
will
is that?
be-
8, 9 Disneys, something like
Oh,
that?
it's
Abu Dhabi
Least.
Donald Duck.
So yeah, something
Abu
like
Dhabi
that.
Donald Duck.
There's
Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi.
Abu
There's-
Dhabi.
But yes,
Florida,
we'd like to go to
there's
Japan. But
California.
we would like
Paris,
to
Hong
do an
Kong,
SGU event or two
Tokyo.
while we're
Yes.
there.
That would be
Shanghai.
nice. Yes.
There is some celestials.
Bethlehem has a
Oh.
sister city in Japan called Tondobayashi.
Yeah.
We have three
What makes
sister
it a
cities.
sister city?
It's like a sort of a cultural thing that we have. There's a Schwäbisch Gmünd, which is a city in Germany. It's one of our sister cities.
Bob.
And then there's Tondobayashi, and
Hmm.
then there's a city in Puerto Rico, I believe, also that we're a sister city with. I forget the name of it. But I was like, okay, we're gonna go to Tokyo, but I want to hit Tondobayashi too as a Bethlehem representative.
Where is Tondobayashi?
It's near Osaka, apparently.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do what?
Yashi.
So I spoke to somebody from Japan and said, if I go to Japan, where do I go? And she said, there's 3 cities that you
Disney.
need to go to: Tokyo,
Sure.
Osaka.
Kyoto.
Osaka.
Kyoto,
Yeah.
Yep. Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Oh.
And Hiroshima, because she said because it was completely rebuilt
Right. Super
as
modern.
a modern city, and it's
Mm.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyoto's-
Usually rebuilt cities are terrible. So okay, good.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. I went to
Wow,
the
wow.
Too
super
soon?
northeast
Wow.
of Japan, that northeast island, like
Yeah.
Hokkaido. That's super beautiful.
You went to
I don't know
Hokkaido?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow, I've always wanted to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Kyoto is famously like the most beautiful city in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, you
It's
got-
amazing. Kyoto's gorgeous. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's really great.
Okay, good.
Just so you know, I saw a thing where they ranked every Disney park on the planet.
We're back to Disney.
Yeah.
Never
We
left.
tried. We tried.
Definitely
Number
not.
one left.
Bob
Number
never
one-
left.
Where'd they go? Huh? How'd they
Number
rank?
one, the number 1 park and the number 2 park were the 2 in Japan. Just so you.
What
they're
are they basing
they're-
that ranking
they're-
on?
Just awesomeness. Awesome.
Bob, hold
That
on.
classic
Say that
measure,
again.
yeah.
I want to write that down. Hold on.
Well, actually, I have a Disney question
Watch
for you
the
guys.
show again.
All right.
So I'm about to go on tour again, and we have one day off in Orlando.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What park should I go
What-
to?
what
It's
day?
One
Depends.
day off.
What day
Depends.
is it?
What
day
have
of the
parks
week-
have you-
what day?
It's like
day
I
is
can
it?
tell you specifically. It's the 29th of May, which is a Thursday.
Is that when we're going to be there? I don't
gonna be
think so.
Are you guys going to be there then?
No, we'll
Just
be home
left.
by then.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna be like.
Well, no, I'll be there
couple of
actually
days.
till the 1st. So
Really? In Florida?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, we have a show in Orlando, and then we have a day off in Orlando, or the other way around.
All right. Have
something
you
like
ever
that.
been? I don't know your history with Disney. Have you ever been to a park? Probably.
It's kind of not
Nate.
your business, Bob. Frankly.
Oh, okay.
So I can't answer that question
Take
then.
this offline.
No, so I have. I haven't been to the Magic Kingdom literally since 1985 when I was 10. And I went to Epcot on tour in like 2018, and that is my entire experience with Disney over the last 40 something years. Except for I've been to Disneyland here in LA or Anaheim a lot. So Disneyland, I have a lot of experience with. We go at least once a year. But the
okay.
Florida
So you-
stuff, I don't really. I've
So you've done all the Star Wars stuff.
I've done the Star Wars stuff. Here. Yeah.
All right, so then you got to go see the Harry Potter stuff at Universal. That's
Harry
it.
Potter.
Well, I've been to the Harry Potter stuff in Universal here too, but I've
Okay.
heard that Universal Orlando makes this place look like a joke
Yeah.
here in LA. So maybe that is worth
I
it.
mean, I love the Magic Kingdom in LA, but yeah, it's definitely smaller. There's some really good stuff there, but it's definitely smaller. And I mean, what's that classic quote that you could fit Disneyland in the parking lot of Disney
Yeah,
World? It's
right.
just so tiny, but it's still good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was there a few years ago. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Quote.
But I mean, so
I know.
Hollywood Studios.
I've
maybe?
heard that quote. Yeah.
It's a Shakespeare, I think.
Maybe Hollywood Studios. I mean, Rise of the Resistance. Oh,
Well, they have that here, which
boy.
is great.
Okay. All right. Don't
I've been on,
Don't
I've
say
been on
anything.
that.
I
It's
haven't
amazing.
seen it
It's
yet.
amazing.
Please.
mind-boggling.
Yes, it's the best.
Liz literally
Especially-
cried at the end of that ride. Just throwing that out there.
It's 'cause she was-
Okay.
Did something go wrong during the ride?
Yeah, right.
George, you
something go
wouldn't believe
wrong?
it. Something went drastically wrong.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
you have to get out.
And then, like, yeah, you were saved with the thing. Yeah.
Who wants to
Every
see the new
goddamn
SGU
ride?
Who wants to see the new SGU coin?
Oh,
Yes.
There
I
you
don't.
have it.
I already saw it.
Oh, me. Hold on. Let me full screen it.
That's
Bing,
one side
bong.
of it. There we
One
go.
side.
The other
Is
side.
that the heads or tails?
I am.
That's the heads.
That's the heads, and that's the
Fiction.
tails.
Oh, you spelled fiction wrong.
Oh.
I'm
I'm gonna need that going
Yeah.
forward. to
It's
help
funny
my
you say
average
that,
with
Ian,
the
because
shipping.
I have a nightmare about getting swag that has something
I
major
know. I
wrong
know.
with it.
I know. I'm sorry.
How heavy is
Figure
it? It looks like it has a good weight to it, Jay.
The Scoptics
Yeah, oh no, it's
guide.
solid metal. It's very heavy.
Cool.
Yep.
Sandwich.
If you
it's
dropped
heavy
it
metal.
off the
It's a
Empire
2-inch
State
coin.
Building, would you kill some?
You could, yeah, go right through
No,
somebody's face.
isn't the whole? Isn't that a myth? Wind
penny-
resistance.
penny-
The pen is a myth. It
Oh,
reaches
the pen.
terminal velocity and won't kill you.
But if it's something heavy enough, if that's
But if you
got
shoot it
a-
out of a gun,
Big quarter. Yeah. Okay. If
Shoot
you
the
shoot
coin
a
out
bullet.
of
You
you
drop
need
a
an
gun.
SGU coin shooter. Hold
That's
on,
What
right.
about
that's a good idea.
an anvil? If you drop an anvil, will that kill somebody?
No, it just goes.
Ask the
boing.
Depends on the
coyote.
person
and
is.
Yeah,
speaking
it
of
bounces
Just
off.
on
SGU
it
2-inch
doesn't on
coins,
cartoons.
Yes. Keep speaking of.
Ian came up with a really cool way to display these coins.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Can
I have
you-
to print
Like
more of
pasties?
those. I don't have.
Can you
one.
show it though, Ian? I mean, even if we only show
Yeah,
up with like
coins.
5 of them, I'd like to see it.
There's a coin
Uh,
display thingy.
Let
Hi,
me
Rachel.
find. Well, it's
Rachel!
Andrea says hi. Everyone's saying hi.
see you next week.
See how she just
Uh,
comes and goes out of our lives?
I know. Just
Yeah.
bye bye.
Not
So
mine.
quick.
I can see her every day.
What's the display? What's the display? What's
I'm
it?
trying
Yeah.
to find it. Hold on.
Oh,
It's,
okay,
it's
okay.
like I gotta find the STL file.
Know
and
about
then
our
I'll really
earlier
have
Describe
it.
it.
Describe
coin.
Describe it in words without
Classic.
ease.
You know what? It doesn't even look like anything if I show this. Okay, this is perfect. Let me see. Can I even click around on this when I have it? No. Okay.
This is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a
This is
good
great
coin.
timing.
It's like a Super Bowl coin
I like
toss
it,
kind of
yeah.
That's
coin.
very cool.
Very commemorative.
That's the
Right.
Eclipse coin. Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah,
right
it's the
here.
Eclipse coin.
What do those run? What do
How
those
many
run for?
coins have
I
you
don't think we
made?
have any of these left, right? We
I have one left, and I'm willing to sell to someone who literally emailed me 5 times.
What's the going price? And are there tariffs?
Hold on.
Yes and yes.
We're gonna Steve and I have to
Connecticut
rejigger our
tariff.
pricing because the pricing went up on stuff.
On
So
everything.
we're working on it.
On literally everything.
And while we're showing swag, this is the SGU D20. You can see our
Ooh,
logo.
Mm.
my gosh.
That is
Oh,
very
that's
nice.
awesome.
If your pocket does not have one of those in it at all times, you're missing out.
Wow.
Mhm.
The logo is the 20. Is that
Yes,
correct?
correct.
Nice.
That's
Steve,
awesome.
Steve makes those dice in his ass.
Yep.
Okay.
I just-
How?
Thank you for laughing, Brian.
He gets
That's
two
why I
glass
love you.
two glass tubes and then he
To
twists
be
it around.
clear,
That was a
just-
scoff, not a
Just-
laugh.
just
Yeah,
a little
it was a
shaky
scoff.
shake, and the
Changing
next
the
thing you know,
expression
Like the
on your
marble
face.
guy in Kansas.
exactly.
Same
Jay
thing.
gets me very agitated, and I just go, oh, Jay,
Yeah, that's right.
just
20
squeeze him
side,
out.
6 side, 8 sided, 15 sided. Fucking sandwiches with a T. What are you doing? 20 side.
I actually read a story where this superhero had a superpower where he could basically 3D print anything he wants out of his butt.
Well, that was in that TV show.
What was that? What was?
the
Yes,
you're right.
Extraordinaries or something?
He ain't good on
That's
that.
that's what.
Unextraordinary.
Yeah,
He had a
huh?
3D
Yeah.
printer in his ass.
Did
That
he
was
have
a
to eat
super.
one?
I don't want to do that.
Don't
This
do
is
that.
what it is.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
the actual
fantastic. Wow.
file that.
What
So
the-
it's just this is the holder for the rocket. So the
Wow.
rocket stands on top of it, and then the coin goes inside.
Oh, you put a coin in the
Oh,
middle. I
cool.
see.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then you can swap
And
them out as you
singular
want.
coin.
That's very
And
cool.
And
What is
English
it made out of?
Oh, we can't
Uh,
tell you
it's-
that's proprietary. Sorry.
Okay,
Hmm.
You've
yeah, I was
redefined
gonna
cup holder
say
technology.
It's made out of 3D
PLS
butt fluid.
plastic.
PLA, but yeah,
PLA,
it's
SA,
plastic.
whatever.
A S A A O A. yes.
It's PBS. It's made out
PBS,
of
yeah.
public television.
It's made by viewers like you.
Hey, you want a brain?
Like
You
you.
want a brain teaser? You want a little
Yeah, go
quiz?
ahead.
Oh,
Yes,
please.
thank you, God.
All right, all right, all
Thank you,
right.
God.
There are
Ian, thank
content,
God.
please. There's two inventions that do the exact same thing.
Yes.
Full screen of this man.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one of
Yes.
those inventions has a handful of parts, less than 4 or 5 parts to it. The other one, which does the same function, the same purpose of it, has thousands of parts. What are these two inventions?
But they don't, I am assuming they don't do
Engines,
it
like
with the
it-
same efficiency
An engine.
or productivity.
Thousands. Of
I would say that they do it with the same efficiency. Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
so not a car engine.
But they don't cost the same.
They're similar in cost, I would say. Yes, there's not a
Are you
vast-
talking about in like an EV electric vehicle and an ICE engine in a car?
No.
I have it.
That's the first thing I thought too.
Engine.
A paper plane and a regular plane. They both like fly. One has one part and one has a million parts.
That's a very good guess, but no, but like literally,
Interesting.
Literally the same
this
thing?
thing does
Never mind.
the function
be
of
used.
these devices.
All right. You're not flying to Chicago on a paper plane like I
Right.
am? Fine. Yeah.
Got to really fold.
paper.
Hold it
airlines.
hard. Yeah.
Oh, get me off the big screen. Get the thinkers on the big screen.
I'm
there, 'cause
sorry,
I
I'm
get
sorry.
them. Get them all.
Well, I'll get them.
How,
Do a little
how
thinking.
about an abacus
There you go.
and a computer?
What?
An abacus and a computer.
Mhm.
That's a pretty good
Good
guess. But,
computer.
There's
no.
more than 4 parts in abacus.
But again, like a computer can do a lot more than an abacus.
Is this an object that's used a lot by regular people, or is it like a very specialized
No,
piece
this
of
is
equipment?
everyone has used one of these in their life.
How about a
E-
paper
easily.
clip and a stapler?
Nah,
That's pretty
Two
good.
different items.
That's a
Oh.
good
staples don't
guess,
have
man.
thousands of.
Yeah,
So-
there's not thousands of parts.
Writing
haven't
imp-
seen
some
cool
kind of
staplers,
writing
Steve.
implement?
No.
No.
Hmm.
Again, one has like 4 or 5 parts to it, if even that, and the other one has thousands of parts to it.
And they do the same.
And we've
And you
all
can use
used.
them interchangeabally.
Well,
Yeah,
how
I mean,
about-
in essence, you can. I mean, there's conditional things, but in essence, yeah, at their purest use, yes.
Bigger than a bread box.
No.
How
Well,
about
depends, but no.
how about a manual
could be,
versus electric can opener?
No, that's a good guess though, but no, that's a very good guess, Jay.
How about a sundial and an atomic clock?
There we go.
Oh, and a watch.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you got half of it right.
Oh.
Sundial,
Sundial.
and
A broken clock.
no,
Sundial.
Well, something like
What's
a
the-
grandfather clock or a Swiss watch or anything
not
like
a
that.
clock.
But a sundial is one of them.
Sundial's one of them.
So what does the same thing as a sundial?
that isn't telling time.
I mean,
Like-
it's measuring time.
Uh-huh.
Not a hourglass.
Hourglass. Yes.
Oh, each grain of
Each
sand.
grain of sand.
George.
Hmm.
Thousands of grains of sand,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and they're both basically doing the same thing.
It's funny when you
Uh-huh.
first
Nice.
said it. I would never think that the thousands of things would be a repeat
Great.
of.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
know what I
You
mean?
think of you discrete or different
Yeah.
things.
So you're
Yeah.
Thinking of like
Complexity.
Legos.
Well,
right?
and because they're different enough where the sundial is telling you something about what time it is, whereas an
Right.
hourglass is telling you how much time has
Time
passed.
has gone by.
Elapsed. So they're both
right.
time measuring devices.
And if you knew something about like, you could measure how much time has passed on a sundial if you wanted. presumably, but you
Yeah.
couldn't
Mhm.
find
In
out
the
what
day.
time it is
Yeah.
from an hourglass.
Right.
Yes, that's
Right.
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 Okay,
Hmm.
that was fun.
All right.
Interesting.
Whoa.
There you
Bob,
go.
stop rage quitting.
Yeah. Bob hated that puzzle.
He's a true gamer.
What are the topics we have for our SG University? Can we give those away, Jay? Are we allowed to say what we're doing?
Absolutely.
to this
Would that
crew
be
we
interesting?
can.
To this
Yeah,
crew
yeah.
we can, right?
These people are the elite.
The
Inner
elite
circle.
insider.
Yeah, they
You are the best, and I am
Yeah.
talking to you, by the way.
Because I'm very excited for SG University.
All right, go
Yeah,
ahead.
my logo.
going
Where's
first.
the logo that we have for SG
Thanks,
University?
Abbott.
That's what I'm most excited for.
All right, I'll go
You're
first.
welcome, Bob.
Call Bob.
The title of my talk, which Brian loves, is
Throw him right
I
under
don't
the
know.
bus.
He wasn't there when we had the
Oh,
whole
under
debate.
attack right now.
Brian heard his name,
Pishing and Jizz is the title of my talk. I want to expand it to be Pishing, Jizz.
and
This
Yeah.
is Kara's recommendation. Tits, cock, peckers, and tits, cocks, pecker, and something else.
See, you immediately had to blame someone else for
Boobies?
the titles. This was my
Oh, no, she
objection
did.
to it.
That's
Right,
right.
when I told Kara, she's like, it has to also include tits and cocks.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
but
then
then not
boobies
taking
too,
full
it was like
responsibility.
Boobies and
boobies.
peckers. That's it. Boobies and peckers.
Peckers, tits, and cock.
So what do those words all have in common?
oh,
It's how you keep time.
That's what you put in an hourglass.
So
In a
woodpeckers,
Yes.
blue
I mean, we know,
boobies,
but-
We know, yeah.
great
yeah.
tits.
All right.
I know you guys know. I'm going for
Steve, the thing is, when you tell them what it's actually about, it loses all of its allure.
Oh, someone in the chat already guessed it.
Gets more exciting.
A million people in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good job,
Olivia,
Pat.
apparently Nauticon is 18 plus now because of this one thing that Steve chose to do.
That's right.
These are all perfectly cromulent technical terms. There's nothing dirty
Cromulent.
about them. Any dirt is 100% in your mind.
Hmm.
I have a lot of it.
So there.
What are
Like
you
all
saying?
good dirt. Yeah.
All right, so Andrea, what are you doing?
Mine is, I was going to say some filthy words, but I can't even bring myself to do it. But mine is how to learn to speak Mandarin Chinese in 15 minutes or less. And I studied Chinese for a long time, lived in China for a long time. I think Mandarin is a fantastic language, and you too can learn to speak it in 15 minutes or your money back.
I don't have that much confidence in
Money back,
myself.
wait,
Andrea.
Asterisk, no money back. Yeah, no money back.
That's not the
Yeah.
price. Yeah, you're not getting
Yeah.
your ticket. You could give back whatever money
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
give out.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you can pass forward money at the beginning of my segment, and I'll give it back if you don't speak Mandarin. by the end of
That's
it.
it's a deposit.
All right, Evan, what are you doing?
My topic is called Prepping for Success. The top 10 things that you should know about on how to prep in your own home.
Like
For those
survi-
times when you need it.
survival prep.
Yes, survival prep.
Mhm.
I like it.
All right, Brian, what do you got?
My title is Jazz Mysteries Revealed.
What?
And I'm going to give people a couple little jazz tricks for that jazz musicians know very well. But I think for people outside, they might not be aware of. It's like, what do you play over certain chords? And there's like little showy tricks you can do. So I'm going to get into that.
I'm so excited.
I want to know
magicians will
jazz
not tell you.
tricks. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's right. This
They-
one
Bob
weird
just
jazz
hates-
trick.
Yeah.
This one weird jazz trick they will not tell you.
Bob, what
This
do you
one,
got?
wait, no, sorry. This one weird lick. There it is.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Ah,
much
one
better.
weird lick.
Wow.
Yeah,
Bob,
there
what
it
are you
is.
talking
Thank you,
about?
Ian.
Doesn't involve scat. Go.
The title of my talk is Leveling Up Your Skeleton Game.
Finally.
My skeleton
Self-explanatory.
use some,
Yeah, four skeletons, each one, except the first. Just 4 skeletons. 3 of them have been tweaked by me into increasingly awesome specimens of skeleton.
That's also called Bob shows you his boner.
That
Colon
title was
increasingly
rejected.
awesome specimens. I was about to say
Rejected
Bob
that
sent me
title.
some photos of the specimens, but now I
But,
retract.
yeah,
the
please don't.
Oh my
Yeah, I was like, Bob really did send
Yeah.
me some great photos, but
god.
George,
The
what are
working
you
title
doing?
was "Look at the Bones."
Should have been.
George, you going to talk about yours at all?
I don't think that's anybody's business.
Ah, very
Oh, I
good.
love the. I love
If
that.
any
topic.
of them would be a secret,
Very
I think
good.
George's would be.
No. I'm happy to talk about it. Yeah, we're going to start off right, like what's something that could potentially absolutely shit the bed.
It could totally
It
suck.
could totally not work, but if it
Mhm.
does work, it'll be amazing. We're going to try to do a shepherd tone live. If you know
Live.
what a shepherd tone
right.
is? It's
Yes,
it's
I
a
do.
never-ending
Copper tone is.
ascending sound, And I have this idea that with the right number of people trained the right way, we can do it live. And I'm very excited to try it. It might not work. I don't know. So we're going to really sort of like roll the dice.
And this is critical.
Thing.
This is critical, Ian. We have to video that because if it works, it'll be probably the first time.
I'm going to record with the phone as well, just the audio of it. So just
I'll
to get the room.
I have mics.
Oh, so great. Okay, awesome.
I'll bring some pencil mics. So
because if we do it right, you won't be able to tell it's working. Like in the middle of it, you won't be able to tell that it's working. You have to be
only afterwards
externalized, and then we'll hear it.
Okay,
it should be really cool.
I hope it works, man.
So yeah, we'll see.
It's like when astronauts go to the other side of the moon, you don't know if they're going to come out.
Right. It's exactly like that. Just as dangerous.
Jay, what are you doing?
I am doing a segment called that time at Didgeridoo Camp.
Oh my God, it's a great title.
Well, Evan came up with that title.
I love it. I love it.
Amen.
Evan spit that out without even thinking. As soon as I said what I'm going to do.
Nothing about blowing a pipe or nothing about
pursing.
embouchure on the tube. Nothing like that.
George,
Circular
I don't
blowing.
have to go there to make my stuff sound more interesting.
True.
Okay,
it's true.
So the bottom line is I'm going to teach somebody in the audience how to play the didgeridoo and attempt circular breathing. Now I'm going to make a statement here, and I don't want any of you to fall out of your chairs. But I came up with a method to teach people how to circular breathe, which is very difficult. And I came up with a method that I think can make it accessible to almost anybody.
Are you allowed to tell us what that method is, or we have to wait?
You have to buy a ticket.
You have to buy a ticket.
Not account in order to find that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's my didgeridoo right here.
Whip it out, Jay.
Reach.
Whip it out.
Careful.
All right, do it.
Let's hear it.
Have you been
Careful.
practicing in the past 10 years? Because
Yes, but there's his didgeridoo.
I play with it all the time.
Can you
Let's
get an
hear it.
electric
All right.
didgeridoo?
Dude, you can
Yeah, but it
make a sound.
you can only
Make a
play
sound.
it.
Now,
Yeah,
you
come
want
on.
to hear it?
Yeah.
The audio. Oh, there you go.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
That
Incredible.
sounds very cool.
So
we should do a bit that you ask for a volunteer and we stay in the audience and there's one Aboriginal person in the back.
Work on that, George.
So Steve, you got to bring your didge.
You want me to bring it?
You have to because I need
have
it
one
for
too?
I need it for the audience.
But you
members.
lost the wax off the top of my didgeridoo.
I have a backup one right
Scandal.
here.
Wait a
All
minute.
right, all right.
I do.
He's back.
Okay,
All right, I will.
out of
Big
context,
stick.
that's yeah.
Yeah, we need a sterilized.
Where is my didge? Is it in the basement?
I think it might be. I don't think you have it in your office.
Oh, the cool thing to
Where is
call
my
it is a
didge?
didge. Yeah, where's my
Wax
didge?
Yeah,
off my
everyone in
didge.
the community. calls it a-
Jocelyn, where's my didge? Jocelyn!
Oh, there you
Where's
go.
my didge?
Oh my God!
Yeah. That is what Steve sounds like.
Oh
off
man,
air.
this is gonna be a
Holy
great
shit! That was
conference,
fucking
folks.
awesome.
what I missed?
What?
Ah, crap.
Bob, you missed.
There we
it.
go.
it
Here
is.
we
Oh,
go.
yeah,
There
look
it
at that.
is.
He's got his
Do the
dude.
didge.
Didge there.
Incredible.
You should be able to play that without the wax.
Woody
too.
girthiness.
He is mine.
Yeah.
Can you play it,
Wow.
Steve? Can you play it too?
Not as well as Jay, but the see, look, there's no wax on the top.
Uh huh.
Oh,
It's
wax
all-
off.
So I haven't been able to use it since that fell off.
You could play it without the wax.
Let's hear it.
Nah.
It's
No,
not
I don't want
You gotta get a
I
good
can't make
seal.
a seal without the wax.
Hmm.
But you have extra wax you could put on there.
I do, yeah.
All right, I'll bring it then.
Can we work out the
It's like a
logistics
can
right
of
now?
didgeridoo
Yeah.
Yeah,
wax.
please. Right,
What-
Brian?
What is
You
this
just
wax?
schedule it. Get out your calendars.
Get the,
We're gonna
get the
figure this out.
spreadsheet open. Let's.
So
put it down.
actually, when you
Post
look at
your
our
phone number in the
schedule,
chat.
guys, these segments, this is predominantly the conference, right? Because these are like
95% didgeridoo.
it's a lot of us doing
Not
Or your
con.
money
right?
back.
It's all didgeridoo.
Not a did.
That's
I
right.
loved it. I mean, last time we did
Yeah,
this,
it's
I
a
think
did.
people liked Evan's the best. Evan did a
Oh, so
let's
good.
let's come up with a game, some type of
Yes.
game. It
The
could be-
audience made a game.
Audience
Board-
made a
board game.
That was very good. Very, very
We'll
good.
give an update. We'll give an update on that during the conference as well.
Now,
about the
Ian
progress on
is going to do a segment called "Will It Watermelon."
that.
And
Ooh.
we will not
And it
describe
will.
what that is.
We will
You
not.
have to come to see what that is all about.
That's worth the price of
Well,
admission.
when it happens, you'll know.
When it happens, you'll miss it.
Definitely a real segment. Buy a ticket.
Have you officially said that for the Beatles sing along, we want people to wear costumes if they have them? Have
Many
you,
times,
have-
yep.
So that's been
Yeah.
talked about, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
But
We're gonna
say it
like the
again.
best costume.
Do you
And
guys
it
know
doesn't
what-
have to be it could be like a lyric of a Beatles tune, or it could be some clever, whatever. There's not.
It doesn't have to be one of their eras, because that's what I
Doesn't have to be.
anything.
Yeah, it don't have to be Paul 1968. It could be could be Bungalow Bill.
Yeah.
Or it could
I
be
went to a
Lucy in the
Beatles
Sky.
party, George, and my friends.
I have friends too, Jay.
Yeah, I have friends that throw parties. So no, I go there, and the best costume was people came as the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
awesome.
Oh my God! They built the Yellow Submarine
Oh, wow.
cartoon
Like
style,
the windows and everything.
everything. It was fantastic,
It's
and
totally
it fit like
campy.
4 people. It was awesome.
Oh, that's so
Maybe
cool.
yeah, I'll dress like the Octopus's Garden or something
There you
like
go.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that.
I can't
Just
wait.
for
We're
all
gonna have such a good time.
I've been
gonna be great.
practicing a lot for I'm doing Obla Di Obla Da for the sing along, and I've been learning the piano to play it. So
Oh my
it's
God.
very good for me to.
But
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
guys, I want to
excited.
tell you, and you probably know where I'm going with this.
Where
I
are you going?
love
I have
the
no
build
idea.
up to the conference with you guys because we all talk and we all have a lot of fun, like coming up with stuff, and it's really just a pleasure to do all that because how often do you get to plan a fun-based conference with a bunch of friends?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's true.
Yeah, right.
I really
Not often.
feel strongly about
Like
it.
every
a year.
18 months.
Yeah. Every 12 to 18 months.
When I describe it to other people, I say, "Oh, I have a conference next week. I'm helping plan a conference." They all just assume that I'm putting together some kind of like academic
Right.
conference, and it makes me sound like it is a lot of work, but it makes it sound like, "Oh, I have another conference meeting," and it's like, but they're really fun meetings, and it's
Yeah.
like a chance to hang out with my friends. And
But
so
you got to say, I'm planning not a conference.
not a conference
That
at
will bring out the question.
notacon.con.
And they'd be like,
And
"What?"
Andrea named the conference actually.
Once upon a time.
That's
You
true.
did, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Nice.
I'm
she
not
gets-
convinced
she
I
gets
did, but I'm
10%?
happy to continue that
So-
rumor. I'm not
But
convinced.
that's
it
the
was me.
story, and we're
That's
sticking
the
with
story
it.
that's landed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's technically-
And
No,
until
you-
people, yeah.
You did. I just created my false memory. It's like
Okay,
I could
perfect.
see it.
Oh,
can
I know
imagine
you
it
did because
happened.
when
Done.
you came up with it, I took a note in our spreadsheet that you
All
came
right.
up with it just so I could remember that. So
That's
you
good.
did.
So does this mean I have to sue for copyright at some point?
No, it means that we'll
Yes.
give you one of these science or fiction coins.
Ooh.
That's what you get.
Worth it.
Mhm.
Done.
No, it means that 10 years from now, you'll have the original Nauticon versus
Mm.
like the Nauticon that still goes on. That's what
Right.
it's going to mean. Like the
Notacon goes on.
the featuring Andrea,
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
like all those bands that, yeah, never mind.
I really,
Legacy
I know
I,
about that.
Asia with John Payne.
I am so psyched though about this.
What?
The Beatles sing along. I think is going to be so cool because we are all taking a risk. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We are all definitely going to be out there on that stage because
Yeah.
I just think it's really
yes,
cool.
you're in my house, baby. It's
Yeah.
it's all warm and safe and
Ooh,
and
George.
people were wondering, like, we are going to project lyrics. People were saying, "Oh, I don't know the Beatles songs." You know these songs. You don't even know that you know these songs.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're going to project lyrics, and it's going to be a wonderful time.
gonna be
It's such
super
a
fun.
I'm,
In
it's gonna
English.
be great.
Oh, somebody
Mostly
asked.
in English. Yeah.
Some people asked what Kara's talk is. Kara's talk is
Oh,
going to
right.
be hold them at home.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yep, it's talking about not letting your kids grow up and move out of the house. No, it's she's going to teach you how to play.
How to build a cage.
She's going to
Yeah,
teach
Texas
you how to
Hold'em.
play Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
How to host a Texas Hold'em game at your own house.
Yes.
Specifically.
Or at Kara's house.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
can host it
specifically
a little
at
harder.
Kara's.
Little
Step
bit.
one: get keys to Kara's house.
When I was talking to Kara
Right.
about her segment idea, I was begging her to please have it be Texas Hold'em and like how do you stab people after you lose $1 million? You know, you shank them at the table under the table so nobody can see.
Okay,
It's very smart, Jack.
Yeah.
that's really good.
It's
With
good.
an ice pick, so the weapon.
I don't
melts.
understand
Yeah.
why she severely rejected my idea. I mean, it's clearly the best.
It is.
Yes, Evan is doing Taxman, by the way.
I
Someone
will.
just asked. Very
Mm,
good. Very
yeah.
good. Yes.
will
Evan's
do
doing
that.
what?
Are you really doing
Taxman.
Taxman?
I'm ready to go.
Oh, it's
yeah.
so
I'm
good.
going.
With Adam too. So we're gonna have Adam playing bass. I'm gonna play guitar. Evan's
Awesome.
gonna have a trio on stage ripping through Taxman. Oh my
Mhm.
god.
But most of you are doing it, right? Like Steve, you're drumming at some point. Is that right?
At some point, that may happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I called
Ooh,
George
a
and I were
tease. I
talking
like it.
today.
We're not committing to anything. I get it. All right.
George and I were talking, and you know, because George is coordinating everything that everyone's going to be doing for the sing along, right? So he's making sure are you learning the song, right, and everything. So I tell George, I'm like, yeah, you know, so you want me to play "Come Together"? To me, you know, I've heard the song my whole life, and like to me, the bass line is like it's very straightforward. It's
yeah.
not complicated, right? So
It's cool.
I learned the bass line on my own, you know, and then I'm like, well, let me watch a couple of videos. Maybe I'm missing a couple of things, right? Holy shit. I mean, come on, Paul McCartney. What do you fucking got in your brain? It's like unreal. The tiny minute things that make his bass line sound so much better than what you think you're hearing, because it isn't what you think you're hearing. Like if you can really hear the bass line, it's doing a lot of cool things that I never knew were happening that I heard. I just didn't hear kind of consciously. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
When they're not there, you hear it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Ooh,
When you hear a cover band doing it and they're playing, it's like, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not it.
I mean, there must be complete transcriptions of every Beatles song, right?
I have the book.
absolutely.
I have the whole book of all,
book.
it's all the parts, all
Really?
the songs. Yeah, it's a Japanese company did it about 15, 20 years ago.
That's awesome.
And it's
everything.
like 90% accurate. It's really a good resource. Yeah,
Wow.
I'll bring it. Oh, it's just so
I'd love
fun.
to see that.
Yeah, please bring
Brian,
it.
you know, I'll
Drums,
go online
everything.
to further your point though. Yeah, there's books, a lot of people, but you know, I go online and I watch a video from this bass player guy. I've been watching videos from the guys, have a YouTube channel for a long time. He's really good. He's a great bass player. And then he's like, everybody plays this song wrong, and let me show you the thing that they do wrong. And and then I really listened to the song specifically for that. Yep, he's right. Then I watched this other video of the guy, and he's like, Paul McCartney muted it with his palm, and he plays with a pick. Blah blah blah. Okay, you're right. I shouldn't play this with my fingers. So it's like every video I watch, there's another little doodad that somebody picked up.
Didgeridoo dad.
Well, that's on top of most transcriptions being pretty wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Not just for Beatles, but in general. If
Yeah.
you look anything up, tabs, whatever, they're clearly written by people who don't know music theory and haven't listened to the thing that they were transcribing, because it's just like sometimes you get a really good one, but
They've gotten better over the years. Because
They definitely
the
have.
resource pool has gotten larger in terms of who's actually working on it.
Yes.
But like 20, 25 years ago, it was embarrassing how bad some of this stuff was.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
terrible.
now it's gotten much better because fanatics are doing it.
Absolutely. There's
And
so many people
now
out
the
there that
real
can-
resource, at least for me, if I have to learn anything like this, is there's a whole, you guys I'm sure know this, a whole genre of YouTube videos, which is they have the sheet music on while they play.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just kind
Tons
of
of
read along. This is actually really great. I use this a lot
What a
for
tool.
like contemporary classical music, where they'll put up the score along with the piece. And sometimes those scores are like these awesome works of art, right? So you can follow along with this like Xenakis score or whatever. And it's a crazy piece, but you want to see how he wrote it too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is there
I
a
love
particular
this.
channel you like or would recommend?
No, I don't remember anything
Oh, okay.
offhand. I just kind of Google, search for the piece and then.
So are you going to play Rush
around.
E at the conference, Brian? Do you know
With
Rush E?
I do not know Rush E. What's Rush E?
It's a very meme song, like where it plays the note E over and over and over.
You know
Look
what?
it up.
This is
You've
ringing
probably
a bell.
seen it.
Okay, yes.
You've probably seen it.
It's ringing a bell,
very
yeah.
funny.
So guys, when I busted out my bass guitar, because I stopped playing in a band and moved all that effort over to the SGU.
How's that going, by the way?
It's great. Yeah, I played for an hour today, and I swear to God, like my hands don't even hurt. Which really surprised me.
I meant the SGU, but yeah.
The SGU, whatever, it's fine.
It's still
So
there.
I found this pick. I've had this pick since I was 17 years old.
Oh,
wow. What does it
Is
say
it
on
felt
it?
or is it? No.
It's a Fender pick. It's an extra heavy Fender pick.
Yeah,
It was the first bass pick.
ceramic. What is that?
No, it's made out of
Plastic?
super hard plastic, and it's the first pick I bought for the bass.
Wow.
And I can't believe I still have it.
That's
Nice.
cool.
It's the only white pick I own, and this.
You'll lose it this weekend.
I know,
You're going to leave it in the hotel room.
Don't bring it. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely
Don't do
going to
it.
bring it. I totally want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your good luck pick.
George, what's the oldest instrument you have? Do you have instruments from when you were a kid?
God, that's a good question. I mean, I
The old
have
recorder
I have
from-
like basically every piece of equipment I've bought, I think I still have. So like the first cymbals I bought, the first drums
that's
I
cool.
bought. I had the guitar that my sister gave. She was her guitar. She gave it to me when I was like in 8th grade, and I played that thing. I ended up like putting Alex Van Halen tape on it.
Yep.
And like repainting it, and then it like totally fell apart, and I had it on the wall for a while. I think
that's cool.
I finally got rid of that a couple of years ago, but that was like the oldest thing. But yeah, I have a tambourine from like middle school.
Oh,
And
wow, cool.
There was a really cool thing when I graduated high school. There was a friend of mine who was also a drummer, and we had like not a real rivalry. Like he knew I was a better player than he was. And we kind of understood, but he played a lot, and he introduced me to Rush. He was the first guy that was just like,
That's
you
cool.
can't play this Rush tune. And when we graduated, he gave me a pair of graphite drumsticks, which were a thing at the time. These were like brand new.
Okay.
They were like selling these things. They were like, you could have just the last pair of drumsticks you'll ever buy. And they were pretty expensive. They were like $40, $50, which at the time was like a lot. And he gave me these sticks at graduation. And he said, I'm giving you these sticks, but with one caveat. I want them back when you're famous.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that sweet?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sweet.
What a
And so I
Lovely.
remember this,
Yeah.
and I've carried this around with me for 30 years, 35,
Yeah.
almost 40 years now. I've been carrying around this story, and I recounted it once to someone, and I think I wrote about it in a letter or something. And I sent the letter to Josh this is my friend Josh. I said, Josh, I just wrote this letter to my subscribers about telling when you gave me the drumsticks and how much that meant to me and how sweet that was and how I still have them. And Josh was like, I don't remember doing that.
Oh no!
He's like, it sounds like something
no.
I would have done. It's like, yeah, it sounds like something. I'm like,
amazing.
You totally. He's like, had no
Don't
recollection.
you remember?
But
He had
you know,
no
that's
recollection of it.
that
That
anecdote is
rules.
amazing, George,
I
because
love it.
I think most good people do things for people that they don't remember that could
Sure.
be in the other person's mind, right? You know,
Yeah.
like these
100%.
moments.
Oh yeah, you leave
100%.
impressions that you don't even realize you're making
Right.
impressions.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Oh my
find it
God.
really interesting, George. You told me why those sticks are not good to play with versus
Yeah.
other sticks. That's a really cool story as well.
Yeah, they don't transfer. Like a wooden stick will absorb the shock
Mm.
as you're hitting the rim or hitting the drum. The graphite sticks last forever, and the reason they last forever is they don't absorb any of the energy, and it all goes right into your wrist. So you play with these things, and it's like, oh, these are so great. God, they're just loud, and they're not denting at all. And you get to the end of the night, and you're like, oh my God, my wrist, because you've just
It
absorbed
makes
all
the-
Yeah.
all the shock. And so so they were around for
Crazy.
maybe like 5-10 years. Not even, and people realize like, no, don't
Like
use
this
those.
is
They're
like
terrible.
asking for carpal tunnel.
Completely.
Yeah.
It's like playing with like a metal
Wow.
pipe, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's why I still
Guys.
have them, because like they're just in a box.
Right. Right. They last forever because no one uses them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it was so sweet. I just love that, like how
No, it's so
how our
thoughtful.
memories work, man. Like
Yeah.
to me, it was like the most meaningful. It's like, yeah, I don't remember.
I
doing
also want to
Are
say
you?
if you're writing about it to your subscribers, doesn't that mean you're famous? Like if you have subscribers, right, that
Oh,
you're
I guess.
contacting, so maybe
Yeah.
you have to give them back now.
I guess.
Yeah.
No,
I remember I had it's not quite similar, but a music thing like that with my father when, we're picking an instrument in 4th grade, and I really wanted to play violin. And he was like, no, you don't want to play violin. You want to play the saxophone. Because if you play saxophone, you can do jazz.
Yeah.
And this really stuck with me. And I remember talking to him, years later saying like, Dad, this is like one of the best pieces of advice you ever gave me. And he's like, I did what now?
Yeah.
Who are you?
why
Like,
violin? Why did you want
To
to
him, it was just
violin?
another conversation with a kid on a date, like whatever.
Yeah.
Just like talking
Brian,
about it.
it sounds like
But
you had
that-
a wonderful dad, because the best advice my dad gave me was stop it. That was it.
I did
That
have
can
a
be
Quit
very good
crying, I'll give you
advice.
something to cry about.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was right though. He was
He
right
was-
though. Jay.
Was
He
right.
was, yeah.
He was
Still,
right.
Yeah.
Brian's dad.
That's not
was-
literally true.
Brian,
My dad was
why
great.
violin? Why did you want to be a violinist when you were like a kid?
I think just, I liked classical music, and I thought it was a cool instrument. It is a cool instrument.
Mhm.
And I don't know, just, kind of being a nerd, I was just like, oh, the violin feels like a nice nerdy instrument.
I wanted to
Uh,
play trumpet because the trumpet player in my dad's band always
Raise
brought
my
me
hand.
army men.
Oh,
So I was like, there must be some connection between playing trumpet and having access to army men. So I want to play trumpet. And
uh-huh.
my dad was a similar thing. He's like, don't do trumpet. I'll teach you drums.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, Evan, it's
That's
your
great.
turn.
I have a music question on the topic. What's the difference between a violin and a fiddle?
Ooh.
Zero.
Same instrument.
Hence
Oh,
who's
it is
playing.
the same instrument.
Hence who's playing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Brian, can't you play like the violin like a fiddle in like a jazz band though?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there are jazz violinists.
Yeah.
John
Mhm.
O'Connor
I've heard
and
one,
other
which is
people
why
like
I'm
that.
asking.
But it
Yeah.
is not as, it's not as
Not as
widely
jazzy
used
as
The
jazz.
repertoire, especially for a kid learning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when you're not going to play much jazz in high school on a violin.
Yeah.
Well, when I was
No.
in middle school and we all chose our instruments, I wanted to play either the cello or the drums. And because my mother played flute and we had a flute, I had to play the flute. And it was the same sort of thing where I couldn't be in the jazz band because the jazz band at my school had no room for flutes. Like
Right.
so a flute can play jazz, but not in the Frederick County
Yeah.
Jazz
public school
flute.
system.
Mr. Bunnigan, you go play jazz flute.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Apart from the rhythm section, it's, trombone, trumpet, saxophone.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it
Yeah,
in terms of
yeah.
wind instruments.
So Evan, I looked up
but
the
like-
definition of a fiddle, and it says it's a violin, but the player can't have all their teeth.
No,
Nice.
sometimes
wow.
Evan, they do file down. There's the bridge where you have the strings that go from the tension rods across the fretboard,
Okay.
and then there's the bridge that they kind of go over.
I-
Some fiddle players will flatten that. Normally it's arched like this.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll flatten it.
Oh,
a little
really?
bit.
And give the
Sometimes
resonance
some players
changes?
do. No, it's not a resonant. It's to be able to play two notes
Faster?
at once easier.
Oh,
Because a lot of that
cheat
repertoire has
cheat
that
code.
sort of double stopping,
That's
which
cool.
you can do on a violin normally. So that's the only slight difference.
Oh, I
Some
didn't know
fiddle
that.
players
Because I like
will
19th
shave it
century
down.
fiddle songs. They for some reason I
Yeah,
Oh,
stopped.
no, they
that
sound
instrument
great.
is
There's
identical.
something fun
That's
about it.
Love it.
Fiddle and a violin are identical, apart from some modern guys will shave down the thing. But
Who
And I'm sure,
remembers-
just like anything, if you want to play a particular style of music with a particular resonance, you want this type of violin
Yeah, of
versus
course,
that,
of
like
course.
like
Yeah.
any
Or
other
bow or
thing like
whatever,
that. Yeah.
And if
I-
you want to play in your school band, don't play the flute.
That's right.
Because everyone plays the
Everyone
flute.
plays
Yep.
flute.
And you have to be super good at it.
Yep.
If you want to play in school, and especially at a college level, take up the oboe.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, because they
Or the
Always
French
need
horn
oboe.
too, I think.
or French
horn.
horn.
It's a hard instrument right there. French horn.
Yeah,
What's that,
pick
Mr.
up
Robot?
Oh.
one
Oh,
that
your audio's
no
crazy.
one else is playing, and you will be in
Yep.
high demand.
Yep.
Although there,
horn.
so I played crumb horn in college for a little bit.
What is a
I-
crumb horn?
So
I
a
love
crumb
it.
horn. Well, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, it's
Andrea.
the best.
Crumb
You
horn
have a
is
picture?
German for a curved horn, and it looks like a J. And
Okay.
yeah, or there's the
So- yeah,
serpent,
sometimes
which
the
is
serpent.
the S. But your standard garden variety crumb horn is like a J-shaped thing, and a lot of them are. So it's a double reed instrument, but it's from when instruments had reed caps. So with an oboe or a bassoon, you just put the double reeds in your mouth. Before that, there was a cap on top of the reed. So you blow into the thing, into a little chamber that the reed's sitting in, and that vibrates the reed.
Whoa.
So it is one of the most singularly irritating instruments
Yeah.
you have
Oh,
ever
wow.
heard. You know how all these
It's like
medieval instruments are
squeaky.
like
Yeah.
buzzy and drony and just really get into your skull.
I would love to hear
Yes.
this. All right.
So
I gotta look this
I
up.
for a
With a K,
musicology
KRU.
yes, a
Crumb horn.
musicology project. I built and practiced the crumb horn and drove my roommates
Built.
insane. You could buy a crumb horn kit because it's like a well-known
Sure.
Okay.
medieval instrument. And
Sure.
You have a
they-
hurdy-gurdy too.
Hurdy-gurdy.
I was gonna
they
say that.
still, I have a
Talking
friend
shit.
who still gives me shit about the 2 months I spent with a crumb horn.
Oh, that's
My
great.
roommate.
You
roommate
make
at the time.
memories.
But it's
for
cool.
people.
I mean, you
I
know,
love
it's
that.
it's
Lasting
it's-
There we
memories.
go.
There
There
it
we
is.
are. Oh, it looks like something from
That
a
is
horror
wild.
movie.
It looks like
Yeah.
a curved didgeridoo. Am I uncivilized that I think that?
Yeah, so you can see
Those-
the
Very different
reed
sound.
cap up there, and
Yeah.
it's
And
so
it's just
annoying.
a very distinct, yeah.
And here's
like,
the
like
the
hit it
second
out.
worst one, the hurdy-gurdy.
Hurdy-gurdy.
The hurdy-gurdy.
Look at that.
Those are pretty cool though. Look
They're
at
cool.
that thing.
it's
They
a
are.
modern. It's
They're
like
really
a
cool.
modern
I don't know
keyboard.
what she's
sort of
doing, but
Like
Yeah,
an
it's
engineer.
portable keyboard thing, which is really
Serious.
cool.
Hang on, zoom in on it. There's a keyboard on the. I don't
Yeah,
know.
There
what
is
you-
definitely. I
Correct.
can't. Someone has a very good. There's some woman who plays the hurdy-gurdy and has a popular YouTube channel. I
Okay.
can't remember her
There's
name.
strings inside
Name's
this thing,
Gertie.
and there's a rotating disc, and you rotate the disc, and the disc rubs up against the strings. And
Yeah,
as you depress the keys, it lets other strings touch the rotating disc.
Cool.
See, that's crazy. That's
It's
I
cool.
love
It's
it.
crazy.
It's-
It's,
it's
That is a
like,
very cool, like
it's sort of
engineering.
accordion-y, sort of
crank it.
engineering thing.
I'd like to
love
hear
it.
someone play it
I
live.
love it.
Oh, you can.
But it has
It's
a
very pirate.
very
Pirate.
pirate, very drony kind of,
You've heard
Mm.
it, Jay. Like
Yeah.
if you watch a video or whatever, like you can.
Oh,
You'll
I've
recognize the sound.
I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard recordings and stuff. I want to see someone do it live though.
Oh yeah.
So guys,
But-
I have to go feed my children.
What?
Why? They ate yesterday.
Oh
Such a
my
drag.
God.
No, he's feeding them to something.
They cost a lot of money. These
Oh.
kids.
He's got an alligator.
Yeah,
Sunk
about-
cost, Jake.
Before you go, Jay, I wanted to somebody.
Your audio is crazy.
Bob, we can't hear
Exterminate.
you.
We can't even hear it.
Exterminate.
Fuck it, I got nothing.
Now we
It's
heard.
kind of fun, actually. We heard it.
That came through.
We
Yeah, you
heard
just
that.
sound like you're being haunted.
Whatever, it's not important.
No,
It is
it
important,
It is
and I'm not
important.
leaving
It's
until you tell me.
important.
All right,
Everyone.
somebody made a comment. The commenter was clever or whatever forever. He, she, or they said no.
There it is. I got you. You came back. You're back.
Go, go, go. Keep going.
Bob going through his mental list of the oldest bones he has. I was 40 years. 40 years. I got a skull that's 40 years old. That's my first one. So there.
You have a
Wow.
skull that's 61 years old, you know?
Wow.
I brought Bob a skull back from Arizona that was found in the desert.
Wow.
By
Yep.
you?
Yeah.
Funny story.
Found.
It
Hopefully.
was
In the
found by a
desert.
friend of mine who lived there.
How is that legal?
Who used
Really?
to have
No.
a
Well,
neighbor.
George,
Who
this was a
disappeared.
very long time ago. So I put it in a paper. I put it in a cardboard box, and I had to carry it on. I think the
Right.
guy that I checked my bags with, I said, hey, I had to like tell him I have a skull in here. And he goes, okay, you got to go through security. Like, I can't take that and put it through regular luggage.
Sure.
And I didn't want to anyway because it was fragile. So I go through security, and, right, Bob? So I happened to get called to be scanned, right?
It happened.
But I'm looking at the woman as it's going through the X-ray machine. Like, my stuff was next. So this is what happens. So the woman sees it, and she goes like this. She goes, and she looks over. So I think she was looking to her friend. I don't know who she was looking at, but she totally dropped her jaw.
That's
amazing.
fantastic.
I
Drop the
fully
jaw?
expected them to confiscate it. I got on that freaking plane, and then it hit me, Brian. When you're on an airplane, you're sitting very close to a lot of people, and you're sitting very close to a lot of their stuff.
Mhm.
What other weird shit have you been sitting 1 foot away
you
from
can.
an airplane? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't want to think about
Rugs,
that at all.
kinds of
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, what was the provenance of the skull, though, Jay? Like, where did you like?
So it had little numbers on it,
Alas, Yorick.
and they think, when I say they, I can't remember. I talked to a lot of people about this. I've been told that it probably was from a study, a scientific study.
Oh, okay.
And it, was
But
it human skull?
but the thing is, that freaking skull could have been it could have been 100 years old. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I don't know
Your
how long.
carbon
Was,
date that thing.
It could have been President McKinley.
yeah, it could have been.
It could have been that Hamlet thing.
Yorick.
You know.
Yours.
Yeah,
So-
is that who? Yeah.
We'll
That's
see
my
you
what?
all at Nexus.
Oh yeah, I'll see you
Not a
next
No, you
time.
won't.
Not a con.
Yeah,
Not a
con.
con. The same.
You'll
thing.
see
I'm
us
going to
all.
rewind. I will see you
Yep,
all
Miss
at
Adolf, you're-
Nauticon.
Oh my God, I prepared for the wrong conference. Oh my
Oh my
God.
God! I prepared to talk. I am not
The
ready.
nightmare.
Entertainer here.
So Brian, before I let you go,
Professional.
if you want to meet earlier, let's do lunch. I'll come earlier to the hotel and we can grab lunch.
Great.
You cool with that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. I'll email you a time, but like I'm thinking around noon.
Awesome. Love it.
All right.
I'll be around.
You're welcome to come too. Anybody, by the way, Andrew. If you
Oh,
wanna come.
thanks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I
I
can
am
be there
not
whenever.
coming.
He's
No,
not.
Steve won't be there till
What?
5:30ish.
Oh, that's it's a tradition. Steve
Yeah.
shows up late.
Tradition.
That's right.
to
It's
not
still
come.
sooner than last time, as I recall.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have virtual Steve again? Are we gonna have
He's
virtual?
I can
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
we'll
I
do
just-
that.
Virtual-
I'll
bring my
Oh,
soundboard.
virtual
Virtual
Steve.
Steve was
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, yes, yes.
That was, I think, one of the funniest things I ever came up with.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
I'm a
I
doctor.
still have that soundboard on my
I'm a
laptop.
doctor.
That
I'm
same
a doctor.
soundboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally bring it, please.
You got to put that in some of your music, Brian, for
I'm
your
a
next
doctor.
album. I'm a doctor.
The big hit.
Bye. Get those tickets. Get them if you don't have them yet.
Yes, tell your friends, tell your family. It's gonna
Right,
be-
bring mom, bring
You know,
dad.
maybe you've got that person that's like, not doesn't understand the whole skeptical thing, doesn't understand the whole critical thinking thing. They think like this is like nerds doing real sciencey shit. You can be like, no, we do silly, stupid
Dude,
stuff
shit,
too.
we're stupid. Yeah.
Come on to the stupid,
right.
silly stuff, and that's how we slowly we put the medicine in the ice cream, and that's how we
That's right.
slowly
Yes.
indoctrinate you.
Nom,
So
nom,
yeah,
nom, nom,
Smart
tell
way
your
to do it.
friends, tell your boyfriends and girlfriends and neighbors and all those people to get a ticket and come hang out with us. 'cause
And you
it's
can
gonna be
also-
super special.
You can come for just one day if you can't do the whole week.
That's true
right.
too.
That's
True.
Correct.
Yeah, if you want to be lame,
Yeah.
I thought couldn't use that word anymore.
We're
you
not supposed
can. I don't care.
Steve,
Yeah, right.
Steve overrode that.
I'm a
a
doctor.
long
He's
time
a
ago.
doctor.
It's true.
I'm a
At some
doctor.
point, I was trying to keep up with everything, and so I think about sometime last year, I'm like, "Fuck it, I can't do that anymore." I'm just
There's a
not-
line. There's a politically correct line, and that's over it.
And we're going to discuss that at Nauticon. Thank you
Yes.
for listening to the
All right.
stream, everyone.
Ian,
Appreciate
Ian,
you being here.
Ian,
Wow.
the voice of morality.
That's
Anything
right.
else you want to say before we get the hell out of here?
What other words can't we say?
No,
that we
Brian, you
have
got
to-
anything else coming up? Any albums in the works?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm on tour. You know what? Actually, yeah,
Yes.
I'm on tour with Ninja Sex Party.
Yes.
And
So
most
much
of it's
fun.
sold out. But if you live in Dallas or Texas or St. Petersburg, Florida, we have
Wow.
tickets available for those shows. And along that tour, I'm doing solo shows in, let's see if I can get this right, Orlando, Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh my God, where else? I have to look this up. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Where can people go to look those up? Brian?
People can go to linktree/Ninja Brian, linktr.ee/Ninja Brian. Oh, here we go. Okay. Solo shows, Orlando, Florida on May 30th. That's a free show in a record store. So I'm going to do
Cool.
just hang out, there. June 1st in Greensboro, North Carolina, June 4th in Nashville, June 30th, another free show in Vegas.
Cool.
the
That
spirit.
one you just show up. Yeah, here we
Wow.
go. Look at this.
Woohoo!
Yes, I'll be playing the
Beautiful.
Shag Room at the old Hard
Awesome.
Rock, now the
Yeah,
Virgin
baby.
Casino. And then Portland and Seattle. So these are solo shows. I'm me, Ninja Brian, and Trey Magnifique.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know, Ninja Brian is my ninja thing I do with Ninja Sex Party. Trey Magnifique is my smooth jazz guy, and me is just me.
I always want to say teenage ninja sex party.
Yes. Yeah. But people will, if you come to these solo shows, the me section, I do mayonnaise based humor for about 15 minutes, and it's
Wow, that's
good.
shockingly unpopular.
It's good stuff. No, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, if you live someplace that has a primary, May 20th,
Oh,
go vote.
Go
very
vote.
good.
Go vote. Go vote for the people that you think will make a difference locally, because it's something that's very, very important. It's parts of our lives we can actually
Vote, vote,
control on some level,
Mhm.
like mayor and city council
Perfect.
and
Big
comptroller and
Comptroller.
dog catcher and all that kind of stuff. A lot
Do
of
it. Always vote.
Pennsylvania's May 20th. I think a lot of other states are May 20th
20th. Coming
as well.
up. Yep.
Mhm.
So go. It's like, and your vote almost counts like triple,
Oh, way more than that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
if not even more.
Turnout
So
is low, and
turnout is always
do it.
low. So go
your
vote.
impact is
Yeah,
felt.
the 20th
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Get on those school boards. Go vote.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
School
right.
No
Yeah.
doubt
School
about it.
boards, city councils, these people that like can actually influence your life in a very positive way or a very negative way if some douchebags get in there.
Exactly.
So
And on that note, good night.
Good night,
Everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Remember.
Remember.
Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is produced by SGU Productions, dedicated to promoting science and critical thinking. For more information, visit us at theskepticsguide.org. Send your questions to info@theskepticsguide.org. And if you would like to support the show and all the work that we do, go to patreon.com/skepticsguide and consider becoming a patron and becoming part of the SGU community. Our listeners and supporters are what make SGU possible.
I did. I saw it. The white smoke came out of the chimney. It was oh man, you are. We'll catch up. We'll get pizza together. I gotta go.
Secret show.
That was Leo.
Is that Leo from Chicago?
Yeah.
Look at this. I'm the Pope.
Something about deep dish Neapolitan pizza.
Yeah, like we're gonna have a sausage instead of the Eucharist over there.
Oh
Over
my
there.
gosh! Look what we have.
Wow!
No way,
Look what we
Bob!
have.
Did it just
No
end?
way.
It
Bob.
ended, but we're still
Oh,
live.
Bob.
And Bob, you are now.
It has only
begun.
begun,
I
Bob.
want to
part
make a
of it.
comment. I want to make a
Okay.
comment.
Bob,
ahead.
you got it.
We
We
talked
are
about
live,
Disney.
by the
We
way.
talked about Disney. Somebody made a comment that was kind of annoying me. They
Oh.
said so American. Go to Hong Kong and Japan to visit effing Disney.
They're
And
joking.
I
They're
just want to say. I just want to
Okay.
say. Of course, I love Disney. I want to hit every park in the world. Fine, but I am so looking forward to exploring Hong Kong and Japan and the culture and the food and all that other stuff.
Hell yeah.
We're going to spend much more time doing that than Disney. So it's not like
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
just
yeah.
going there to go to Disney.
No.
I mean, if that's what you thought, I can understand that that's ridiculous. Why would you go there to go to a park that's similar to other parks? No, I also want to enjoy everything else about those countries, not just effing, Disney. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
There you
Let
go.
me
Thank
say
you very
also,
much.
Lee just asked, what's the name of the Beatles book? It's called Beatles Complete, and it's spelled Compleat, like beat.
Oh.
Beatles Complete,
Right,
and it's a big. I have it downstairs. I'd go downstairs, but I don't want to leave you guys even for a second. It's this big, thick tome, and it's every song they recorded. So not only every song they wrote, it's every song they recorded, apart from the three newest ones, obviously. But very, very cool. Very, very cool. And again, it's about about 90% accurate. Some of the heavier orchestrated things aren't quite right, like when they have the full orchestras and stuff. But still, as a resource, it's really
All
cool.
right, here's my John Lennon story. Ready?
Do it.
Here we go.
Imagine.
Oh gosh, this is obscure, but it's true, and I hope to be able to one day find the proof that it is true.
Evan was on the street in New
Here's the
York
story.
around.
I had a friend of mine, someone who's actually known, is a public figure, okay, who I was friends with growing up, okay.
Oh.
His father knew someone in New York City who worked basically for John Lennon, okay? So much so that he got hold of a recording of a demo of a song, okay, that never got released, never got recorded. That song was either a copy was made and was given to my friend's father, and my friend gave me a copy of this John Lennon recording. And it's you can tell it's so raw, and you can hear it's him. At least I think it is, if this thing is authentic. And I don't have reason to believe it's not. I've misplaced the tape. However, in recently going through stuff, I think I came across a box which has some various mediums in it, and the tape might be in there. I'm going to go look for it.
Do you remember any of the lyrics or anything? Do you remember like a title or any words at all?
Yeah. Yes. He basically is trashing religion and uses a lot of swear words in the process.
Well,
I kid you not. So I am gonna find. I know I've got this thing. I tucked it away. This is the day of audio cassette tapes. It was like 1990 or something that he gave me this tape that I got my hands on it, and we used to listen to it in the car and just laugh because it was freaking kind of hilarious in a way, because it's like John Lennon singing and he's playing an acoustic guitar, and then he'll stop and he'll do this almost like monologue kind of part for 20 seconds. Then he'll break right back into the song and start talking about singing about your mother and stuff. It was more like a stream of consciousness that was maybe coming out of John Lennon's head at the time that happened to go down on tape.
Cool.
And supposedly this thing exists nowhere else.
Wow.
And I don't even know if my friend has his copy of that tape, but I got to find this thing, George. And as soon as I find it, I'm going to get it to you so that you can listen to it and you can decide if this is some kind of authentic piece of John Lennon.
He would do that a lot. I mean, they just would roll tape and he would just, you watch that whole Let It Be show and they're just fucking around the whole time. It's just great.
Exactly. So somewhere I have this little crumb, this little piece of John Lennon unofficial history. I got to find it.
Very cool.
John Lennon story.
I'll give it to my friend Evan. He'll play it on the show. Don't do it.
He will.
Don't do it.
And then I'll sue his ass off. My estate will.
Right, no.
From Liverpool.
Bob, let's hear your John Lennon voice. Bob doesn't do voices.
So one of the things for Nauticon is I'm doing one of my 7 songs things, which is like where I play 7 tunes and I talk about the, theory and history of stuff, and the theme is Beatles, but it's solo Beatles. So since we're doing so many Beatles songs for the sing along, this is all solo Beatles. And one of the things while studying and learning about John Lennon was that the album Double Fantasy was signed by Lennon and given to Chapman, the guy that shot him.
Yeah.
He had signed it that morning, I think.
Yep, that's right.
That morning when he was shot.
There's that photograph, I think, of him
signing
stuff, and he's standing there.
That thing has Lennon's fingerprints and Chapman's fingerprints on it, and Lennon's signature, and it sold at auction for like $500,000 or something, like a couple of years ago. It's like one of the most like high priced sort of just it's crazy. I was just like, that's a thing, and like that someone had it and then sold it, and then it's just creepy, crazy.
Cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Cool is it? Yeah, an interesting word.
Well,
Ian, are you ready? Are you ready
Creepy.
for the weekend, man? Like, are you?
No.
How are you doing?
Nope.
Like, are you?
I mean,
you're
yeah,
not-
relatively. I think we're in
Relatively?
good shape. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. There's some new stuff that actually Jay and I
Yeah.
meant to talk to you about that I kind of want to do in BVZ. I'll let you
Ooh.
know, a little secret thing,
Okay.
which may or may
You're
not
gonna come
happen.
out from behind
basically,
the
you can give
console
it the
and-
kibosh or not. Yeah, basically, right. I'm gonna do a little improv.
I did send you a link, by the way, which you have to get like in the next day or so before it. I'll send it again if it
Okay,
expires. But
please, yeah, if you could just bump it, just because I.
No
Go
expiration.
But everything else, yeah, I think we're good. There's some fun things that are happening, y'all. It's gonna be a good time, I think, as it was last time, but even more refined, hopefully. So I
Yeah.
think we'll be in good shape.
So wait, Bob, have you
Um,
never done the secret after show before, or have you done the?
I don't
secret
even think
after
Bob
show?
knows that this is part of the secret after show.
So
Oh,
this
yeah,
has been-
Bob. I don't believe you, but
This has been going on for
I'm
like
glad I'm here.
for years.
Yeah. How did you? What? So how did you know to stay on after the show ended?
He
I
just
did.
restarted.
I left. I got disconnected and I couldn't get back in. I'm like, screw it. I'm out of here. I walked away and I'm like I want to address this because, I mean, yeah, I just quickly had said at the time, I said, we're doing other stuff, but I was focusing just on the Disney stuff. I'm like, that was an incorrect impression that I left there because I'm so looking forward to Japan and Hong Kong. The culture and the food, it's like that's a huge part of this trip. And yeah, they happen to have the Disney there, so we're going to go because that's my bucket list of not only hitting a lot of countries but hitting every Disney park in the world. It's going to be just a fun, stupid thing to do. And,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you just
come back
rejoined
and see if you
to
guys are still on, like,
relitigate that.
just see
Yeah,
if
no,
I
that's
can
good.
and get off. But now I'm
So Bob,
and you can't hear me, so
I hear you.
It's just a little quiet.
Yeah,
I don't know why
it's
it's so
just
quiet. I tried to turn you up.
It's just quiet.
Oh, he
there
left.
he
Now
goes.
he's rage quit again.
How do we?
Maybe
How do
he's
we
coming
know to
back.
tell him he's not allowed to tell Steve about this?
That's
That's
right.
true. So there is a little
Yes.
Oh, there
precursor.
he is.
Yeah, you
So
can't
don't
tell
tell
Steve
Steve.
or Jay. They have to find out on
No,
their
Jay
own.
knows.
No, Jay knows. Jay's
Jay
Oh,
knows.
that's right. Jay
Steve
forgot,
does
though.
not know that this part of the show happens after we sign out every Friday.
Every Friday.
Bob.
Bob.
yeah, no, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Go
it. He
back
doesn't
and
believe
watch the video. Go
You can
back.
see it. You can see
All
it's
you have
all
to
in
do
the-
is go back and watch the episodes on YouTube.
You're in the club now. You're finally
It's a
hip now.
secret. He's leaving. He's gonna.
Wait,
ignore
oh
it.
no, he's gonna
leaving.
tell Steve.
He's gonna go tell Steve.
He's
yeah.
gonna blow it. He's gonna blow it.
Yeah,
Never
I
trust
tried
him.
to-
Brother,
What?
they are
Keep his
holding a
volume
secret
up.
show without
That's
you,
right.
brother.
That's right. Did you authorize such a thing?
Well,
Do they have your explicit permission?
all right. Well, I think that's
Yep.
it.
that was cool.
Anything else we want to say? I think we're good. We'll see you at not.
We'll not be here next Friday.
We'll
I
not
can
be here
tell you
next
that.
Friday. Although I will probably be streaming BVZ.
Oh, you're gonna do that? Oh, that's
just
cool.
the BVZ segment.
Really?
Yes, and it might just be for patrons, but
Okay.
I'll see. I might go live for everybody just so that
Okay.
we have it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
and just so you know, George, just everyone tell them to keep their pants on, especially Jay.
Yes. Yes.
But we will, for the most part, just do that. So that'll be a fun thing. And I'm
All right.
recording Nauticon, so we may release segments of it or some
Wow,
stuff.
cool.
For
Oh my
it, you know
gosh,
what
how
I mean?
exciting. Okay.
So we'll have some
Cool.
fun stuff for everybody who can't make it. I know it's that.
Or we'll just put it in the archive and never look at it again.
That's another thing. It'll be in Google Drive forever.
That's
All
the
right.
best stuff.
All right,
Time
y'all.
capsule
Thank you
will
for
never
being
open.
here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ian. Thank you,
See
George.
at
See you in a few
Nauticon.
days.
See you in
Thank
a
you,
few
chat
days.
people.
Can't
You're
wait.
the best.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye, Evan first, then bye, George. Bye. Oh, Bob is gonna say bye. Bob, say bye.
bye. I'm on my phone. I
He's on
assume
his-
you can hear me. Bye, people.
Yeah, now it works. Bye, phone Bob.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.